Hi, everyone. Welcome to Cantave Realty Group's presentation on how to complete a HUD sales contract package. My name is Nicole Blair. I'm with Cantave Realty Group. I work with Nick Cantave. He is the HUD listing broker in Massachusetts. We also cover Rhode Island. So we're doing this webinar to help brokers understand how to complete a HUD sales contract package. Thank you for attending. Let's get started on this slideshow. The great news is e-signatures are now accepted. As of 5/1/17, e-signatures are accepted through DocuSign. All parties privy to the sales contract will receive direct emails at designated times in the workflow requiring verification and e-signatures of the sales contract documents. All agents must be opting into the e-signature process unless a paper contract submission is approved by BLB. HUD's expectation is that the most sales contracts will be conducted via e-signature. The buyer's agent and buyers will only be allowed to proceed with hard copy sales contracts if they have an extenuating reason for not being able to proceed via e-signature. Our P260 database will also need to be noted thoroughly with any exceptions. One exception would be no email address. If a buyer does not have an email address or immediate access to a computer or internet, then request permission from BLB to do a paper contract, as we will note P260 record with as much information as possible. If your buyer does have a computer and internet, but no email address, we recommend they get a free email account from Gmail, Yahoo, or the other countless of email services available online. There are a number of changes to the bid submission screen on HUDHomestore.com. Some are below. Selling agent registration on HUD Home Store. Selling agents must register for their own selling agent/bidder account on HUD Home Store and submit their bids under that account. It's not only against HUD policy to submit a bid under their broker's HUD Home Store account or that of another selling agent. It conflicts with the e-signature process and will cause issues down the road. For new purchasers, previously when submitting a bid, for purchasers, this is new, I apologize. Previously when submitting a bid, the selling agent would enter a primary purchaser and possibly a secondary purchaser. The bid submission screen now allows for a primary purchaser and up to 3 additional purchasers. A phone number and email are required for each purchaser. Although a cell phone number is optional for the primary purchaser during bid submission, it is highly recommended to include one since it may have to be used as a method of verification. Verification is required before signing the electronic document. So this is the new Buyer Select Closing Agent screen. When placing a bid, the selling agent is required to select an existing Buyer Select Closing Agent or type in the name of the company that has not yet been set up with a title ID number. The selling agent must also enter one escrow officer. This contact is selected from any already linked to the BSCA, or a new one can be entered. There is an option to enter another backup officer, but this is not required. And this is also on BSCA. When typing the BSCA information on the electronic bid form, buyer agent should type slowly and pay attention to the options being provided. If that BSCA is listed, they can select it from the list so the information matches P260 data. If the BSCA is not available in the list, then the buyer's agent must call the buyer BSCA and request a copy of their license and E&O insurance. These 2 documents will need to be emailed to the 3P sales contracts at blbresources.com email as soon as bid is accepted. The buyer agent will not get the upload option in the checklist screen of their accepted bids tab on HUD Home Store until a title ID has been approved by HUD, which means the contract cannot go out until the upload is present and verified. BLB Resources will be notified if a new BSCA is entered that is in need of a title ID. There's also a new section called the Conflict of Interest. This is regarding if it says the selling agent is required to respond to a new question concerning whether the purchaser is affiliated with HUD or companies contracting with HUD, including asset managers, field service managers, appraisers, listing brokers, and closing agents. If one or more purchaser has a conflict of interest, an additional dialog box displays asking whether one of the purchasers is a HUD employee. If there is a conflict of interest and the purchaser is a HUD employee, an automated email is sent to the selling agent stating that they have 7 days to upload the HUD conflict of interest form. If there is a conflict of interest with one of the purchasers who is not a HUD employee, for example, does not have an approved conflict of interest form, the bid is automatically rejected. Designated signer requirement. This is new. The selling agent is required to enter the name of the individual in their company that is responsible for signing contracts. This individual is referred to as the e-signature signer or designated signer. Initially, these fields are populated with the contact information for the NAID registered broker in HUDHomestore.com. This information can be changed at this stage of bid submission or at a later time after a bid is accepted. A broker authorization form will be included within the e-signature additional instruction package, which will be sent to the selling broker, buyer's agent, upon bid submission. Accepted bids. EMD upload via checklist screen. Once a bid has been accepted by BLB, the selling agent will receive an email letting them know they can check and edit the bid information. If needed, the signer, purchaser, and title company information can be updated by going into Accepted Bids tab on the menu bar of their HUD Home Store profile. After the contract is created by the BLB, a bid acceptance final verification email will be sent. The selling agent will then be able to upload the EMD check and additional documentation in HUDHomestore.com under the Accepted Bids tab. Selling agents seem to be having trouble locating the checklist link. Once they log into their bidder account on HUD Home Store, they should click into Bidder Functions and select the Accepted Bids tab from the menu bar. The checklist link will be located on the right-hand corner of that screen. Refer to the screenshot below. Right here, this checklist. The buyer's agent must upload a copy of the EMD check and the additional docs from the e-signature additional instructions package as one PDF document into the EMD upload option found on the checklist screen. All items that can and should be included are the following: a copy of the EMD, proof of funds, electronic filing addendum, agency disclosure, photo ID, PCR receipt addendum, LBP receipt addendum if applicable, flood zone addendum, LLC articles, and broker authorization. In light of the new e-signature process being implemented on 5/1/17, sales contract packages and corresponding instructional guides that are found on the Addendums tab on HUD Home Store have been removed. This e-signature additional instructions package contains instructions by the additional items that will need to be manually signed. Oh, it just skipped on me, sorry. By all buyers on sales transactions. Some of the addenda in the package will be required for all cases, some on an as-needed basis. These will still be available on the forms page on the BLB Resources website corresponding to your state. Please do not submit your state contract forms, as we can only accept the HUD contract packages. So the e-signature contract package must also include the following additional items, which may not be available for e-signature. These additional docs will be found within the e-signature additional instructions package. I believe at this point, everything is in e-signature, so all you need to upload is the EMD, the pre-qual, electronic filing addendum. I believe that's in it now. And your broker authorization letter and LLC documents. Okay, so this section here also, it says that there would be all in one PDF, but they actually now have separate places for you to upload each document. So there's a spot for the EMD, there's a spot for the check, there's a spot for the pre-approval, and there's also a spot for the buyer's BSCA documents in case you need to upload those. And that is all. Just so you want to make sure if your earnest money deposit is payable to the closing attorney. And also make sure you note the FHA case number and the full property address. Make sure the checks are not payable to HUD or they will be returned. So thank you for attending this webinar. If you have any questions, you can contact our office. We appreciate any feedback you may have. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.